I'd like to talk a little bit about this magazine that I write for called Nostalgia Digest. It concentrates on the World War II era and the decade after. Okay? And, okay. And one of the first things I wrote for them was a article called, that they titled it Ditto, because what it's about is mimeographing, which is something that is not done anymore. The fax machine and the printer kind of got rid of it. But when I was a child, many moons ago, something we always looked forward to is when they would pass out those mimeograph papers, and all the kids would hold them up to their noses, and because it had this very unusual and very nice smell. And it's that distinct odor is something about which I have a certain amount of nostalgia, which is why I wrote about the article for Nostalgia Digest. Okay, now I also wrote something that got on the cover about Gracie Allen, this really super talented comedian of the 30s and 40s and 50s, who at one point, she used to do a lot of gags. That's one way they would get a lot of publicity, is through these gags that they would do, where in one of them, she was supposed to be searching for her long lost brother. And she'd go on all the different shows, competing shows, not necessarily competing shows, but different radio shows, and said, "Have you seen my brother? Have you seen my brother?" And just about everybody thought it was hilariously funny, except for Gracie Allen's real life brother. He didn't like it at all. And in fact, for a while, he actually was hiding out because of it. Okay. And George Burns and Gracie Allen and their team were trying to brainstorm about something else she could do to get publicity. And somebody said, "She's done everything but run for president." And George Burns snapped his fingers and said, "That's it! That's it!" Okay. However, there's also a competing story which says that Gracie Allen was at home knitting, and suddenly she said, "I think I'll run for president." But in either case, it was a very funny gag. Okay. Now, this other one that was more recently published is called Solid as a Rock. And it's about Lorene Tuttle, who made a big splash in radio. She also did a lot in film. She did a lot in she did a lot in the television. And, she was known for her all-around ability, especially to do different types of voices. She could voice a kid. She could voice an older person. In one show, she voiced two twin sisters. And to make her voices, and they had two microphones, so she could keep in character and make the voice believably different for each sister. Okay, and anyway, I just want to tell my readers about this book, and I really do hope, not this book, this magazine, and I really do hope you'll, consider buying Nostalgia Digest. Okay, and I hope you like what you saw, and will subscribe to my channel. Thank you.